Texas League Baseball is next. And good evening, everybody. We welcome you into our live broadcast on this Thursday night. And now, here's the one and only John Baker to deliver us our broadcast. Well, thank you, Bob, and a good evening, everybody. We welcome you into this live broadcast of Texas League Baseball here in San Antonio. It is the third game of our six-game set between the visiting Frisco RoughRiders and your Flying Chanclas, the San Antonio. Well, tonight is Taco Bell Value Night here at the ballpark, which means the missions are Flying Chanclas to kick us off on this night. Don't forget, tomorrow evening, Flying Chanclas return one more time for $2 Dr. Pepper night all night long. Missions continue the series Saturday night as we'll have post-game fireworks extravaganza. And sit back, relax, enjoy the best fireworks show courtesy of West Creek Trail Rides. Series will conclude Sunday as we'll have a afternoon or evening game, but evidently we'll check on that. And so far, doing pretty good on that. But anyway, we'll get back to you on that. Well, anyway, what a night it's been as San Antonio winning 6-1 last night, claiming the first place position out of a tiebreaker. Well, the Missions and RoughRiders were tied with 37, but tonight the San Antonio Missions up in first place, and they're going to try to keep it in their favor and not another tiebreaker. Well, anyway, do apologize. I'm joined in the booth by my partner, Bob. And Bob, last night was pretty good, 6-1. And so far, will San Antonio do it again this evening? Well, I think they will, but we'll have to see what they got up the sleeves, because they got a few tricks, and we'll have to wait and see what happens next. Yeah, I gotta say, I agree with you there, Bob. Well, with only a few more games, weekend baseball tomorrow night at 7:05 through the Saturday and Sunday. And don't forget, we are off on Mondays. We head to Midland, take on the Rockhounds next week up in Midland, Texas. And then we are officially back home to, we're back home for a short 3-game set taking on Corpus Christi. And then we are off to Corpus Christi right after that for a short 3. And then we're heading off to Wichita to take on a 6-game set with Wichita. Well, we're back at it. July 18th through the 20th, we kick off a 9-game homestand, a leadoff 3 against Amarillo, and a 6-game set with Midland. Now, the Rockhounds will be our last ever 6-game meetup of the year. And then it's off to Frisco, July 29th through August 3rd. And we are pretty much at Frisco. August 5th through the 10th, Missions take on the visiting Springfield Cardinals. And then it is off to Tulsa. August 19th through the 24th, we face off the Amarillo Sod Poodles for a 6-game set. And August 26th through the 31st, we're 6 more games up in Frisco. Then we're coming back on September 2nd through the 7th, taking on Corpus Christi. And I will say that will be our last 6-game homestand for 2025. Missions will wrap up the season in Springfield, and that will be on September 9th through the 14th. And if San Antonio can hold on to the first place position, then they will have a front row playoff spot. And hopefully that'd be pretty good as well. Now I got to say, John, they need to keep at it, because once that playoff spot comes in, they need to hold their ground and hopefully get something going. That for sure. Well, we're going to be back in our live broadcast as we bring you the third game of this 6-game set. And this one is brought to you in part by our friends at West Creek Trail Rides, and come out and enjoy the fun as we experience horseback riding like nothing else, as you could come out and enjoy the great outdoors and enjoy West Creek and the woodlands on trail. Now, my favorite thing about going on the trail is listening to Mother Nature itself, because that's what's really good about it. Well, anyway, we'll be right back from our commercial messages, and this one brought to you in part by Taco Bell, our proud sponsor of Missions Baseball. And tonight, Taco Bell Value Night, as Flying Chancla is taking on the Frisco RoughRiders. So we'll be right back right after this. First pitch coming up. Well, I got to say, Bob, it's a beautiful night for baseball, as we now take you down to the field for our live broadcast. And so far, we are set to go here, and we are moments away from the starting pitcher getting the ball here in Game 3. Braden Nett coming in for tonight's game. What do we know about him, Bob? Well, he's got 94-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball, cutter, splitter, slurve, and sinker, and he should be pretty good right there. Frisco's second baseman, Cameron Kelly, laying it off for the Riders here tonight. And 3 magic words, let's play ball, and that's going to be line drive straight away up in right field, and that will get through for a leadoff base hit. Campbell is going to get to it. And that's going to be a leadoff triple by Cameron Kelly. And the Riders early on have a runner. And yikes, I got to say, Bob, they are really trying to get up front early in this one. Another base hit will bring him home. Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right. And so far, they're going to try to get him going. Second batter is Kellen Strom, as he takes a first pitch in for a strike. It's the count now, 0-1. Pretty good afternoon, and this evening's contest should be a pretty good one. Here's the 0-1. And that's right there. And the run in to score, and that's an RBI single. Strom brings home the leadoff man out there at third base. And that'll bring up Abimelech Ortiz. Ortiz coming in, and that's down and in, splitter. And the count now 1-0. I'll tell you one thing, it's currently 95 degrees here in San Antonio, and that splitter is inside for a strike. The count now at 1-1. Well, go ahead and give you ball clubs tonight. And so far we have Midland at Tulsa, Corpus Christi at Springfield, Amarillo at Northwest Arkansas, Frisco at San Antonio, Wichita at Arkansas. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Base runner at first. And that's going to be inside for a strike. The count now 2-2. Well, not a very smart idea when you wait around to get a ball issued on you. And that's because of pitch clock violation. Yeah, that is for sure, Bob. 2-2. That one is high in the air, deep to left. Fabian under it, makes the grab. And there is 1 down. With that, let's give the visiting starting lineups, and they look just like this. Cauley, Strom, Ortiz would be the leadoff 3. Zavala, Rodriguez, Galan would be middle. Smith, Biggers, and Mitchell round out the batting order for Frisco here this evening. Our next batter is right fielder Aaron Zavala. As he comes in, ready to go. Here's the windup. And that's chopped foul, the count 0-1. Ground ball will get him out of this half inning. At least trying to. Here's pitch. That one skied up in foul grounds. And that is out of play. The count now 0-2. Got a great crowd here tonight, Bob. Yeah, we sure do, John. The pitch. And that is fouled off. Still hanging on. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first. 1 away. 1-0 Frisco. And that's got to be hit high in the air. And right fielder Campbell will cut it off in time for out number 2.
That is it. The third baseman, number 3, Tabor Rodriguez.
Tabor Rodriguez coming in. He's a third baseman. 5th hole batter tonight. And the pitch is in, slurve for a strike. And it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And that is out of play. And the count now at 0-2. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss right there, and that will do it. Well, an RBI single will get the RoughRiders on the board. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We head to the bottom of the first, and Frisco leads it 1-0. San Antonio coming to bat. About set to go for the bottom of the first inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. All right, well, we got a right-hander, Caleb Bouchley, coming in. It's an ERA of 4.50 with a whip of 200, 5% strikeout rate, 10% walk rate. But so far, he is tonight pitching for Frisco. Well, the leadoff batter is left fielder Albert Fabian. And he'll strike up first for the Flying Chanclas. And the pitch. That is right there. Line drive up to right field. That's a base hit. And the first hit for San Antonio comes in. Ethan Salas coming in. Gotta say, pretty good idea right there. Get a leadoff hit, and then get your tie-breaking run out there. That's Salas. And that's right there in the end for a strike. The count now 0-1. Yeah, great crowds coming in, right, Bob? Yeah, we sure do there, John. No balls, one strike. And the pitch. That one driven up nicely. That's deep to right center. That's going to chance, and that is gone. Ethan Salas strikes for 2. Right there, as that will be out of the ballpark. 406 foot with 100% mile per hour exit velocity. And you can see exactly where that one went. And that was straight away right center. Joshua Mears coming in. Takes a curveball down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Boy, first a leadoff hit, then a home run. Yeah, you can hear somebody saying, "Let's go, Josh." Oh, we got a lot of good fans here in San Antonio. Right there, swing and miss. Count now 2-1.
1 strike.
And the pitch outside, and that'll be 3-1. Marcos Castañon leads in the on-deck circle. And the pitch, that's down, and he loses him, ball 4. And first walk allowed tonight by Caleb Bouchley. And Marcos Castañon, the first baseman, strides to the plate. And the pitch. And that looks like it's going to get some room out of here. And right there's a home run. 2 back-to-back doubles. And San Antonio takes the 4-1 advantage. By golly, these boys are getting good. Yeah, and it looks like they're going to hold that first place position if they can. And hopefully they can get her going. Yeah, that is for sure. Well, 4-1 and still nobody out. Here is Jacob Campbell, the right fielder. Boy takes a ball outside. The count now 1-0. Frisco getting a solo shot on the RBI single. A run on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1 on base. San Antonio now coming back. 2 back-to-back home runs. Should I say double home runs? 2 balls and 1 strike to that, and that's going to be right there. Hit the third and give it straight to first, and he's got him in time.
The designated hitter. Go.
Well, let's give the San Antonio starting lineups and Fabian Salas Mears a leadoff three. Keston Young, Campbell, Roederer middle. Rojas, Cedeno, and DeVries round out the batting order for tonight's San Antonio lineup. Designated hitter Cole Roederer coming in, and he's set to go. Our score at bottom of the first inning, San Antonio 4, Frisco 1. And that one is lofted in the air, and that is gone. Boy, two back-to-back double home runs plus a single home run. And now it's a 5-1 ball game for the Missions. Well, pretty good on that, right, Bob? Gotta say, absolutely right there, John. He really got it going. Yeah, he sure did. Yendry Rojas coming in as he takes the ball outside. The count now 1-0. Boy, you can hear some of the crowd chanting, "Let's go, let's go, let's go." Here's the 1-0. And that's going to be driven up right there, up to left field. And they're two down.
Batting eighth, the second baseman, Nerwillian.
Well, that'll bring up the second baseman, Nerwillian Cedeno, as he comes in. Our ball game scores, San Antonio 5, Frisco 1. Right here in the bottom of the first inning, almost the end of the first. And that's going to be right there, line drive, and that'll fall down. And that's going to get down a ground rule double. And that will award Cedeno the second base area. As it bounced over the wall out there to right field. So far, a 2-out double. And now here's our favorite guy, shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries, as he takes a ball, and it's 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes to the shortstop. And here's the pitch right there, ground ball to second. And no flip it to first, and that's it. Well, 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 1 left. And we head to the second inning. San Antonio leading this game. It's 5-1. Second inning coming up for Frisco when we come back. So Yossi Galan will lead it off, top of 2 for the RoughRiders. Top of the second inning, set to go for Frisco. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. And we are here. Yosi Galan stepping in for Frisco now, 6, 7, and 8. Facing off Braden Nett. The pitch, and that's a bunt snuffed out. And it goes foul. The count now at 0-1. That's down and in. Splitter in the count now 1-1. Missions have a 5-run lead ahead of Frisco. That one right there out of play. The count now 1-2. Here's the 1-2. And that is still foul. And the count now 1-2. So San Antonio, if they lose this one tonight, it'll be a game and a half, but it'll be a tie. Marco Smith coming up now after the strikeout of the 6-hole batter. That one's skied to left field. Fabian under it will make the grab, and there's 2 down.
Batting 8, the shortstop, Jax Biggers.
Shortstop Jax Biggers coming to the plate now. And a pitch. That one, ground ball to Castagnon. Step on the bag, and that's an easy 1-2-3. No runs, hits, errors, nobody on for Frisco as we're 2.5 coming up. San Antonio leading at 5-1. So left fielder Albert Fabian will lead us off in the bottom half of the second inning when we come back. It's San Antonio 5, Frisco 1. We're bottom half of the second inning, set to go here in the Missions Baseball Network. The left fielder Albert Fabian leading it off. 1, 2, 3 here in the bottom of 2. That one skied to right field. The right fielder gives a chase, and he's got it for the out. Zavala playing the right field position, which that's pretty good. Ethan Salas, early on 2-run shot in the first inning. A pretty good evening for him if he could get another one. That one's a ground ball right there to second, and they got him. So 2 up, 2 down. And that'll bring up Joshua Mears, the center fielder. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Changeup gets him out full. And the count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one right there. Up the middle. Jumps row. They got him. Just by a few steps onward, and that'll end the half inning. Or a big step forward on first, and that will pretty much conclude that. Well, we head for the top of the third inning. San Antonio leading it 5-1. Tucker, Mitchell, Colley, and Strom will lead it off when we come back for the third. Here in San Antonio, it's 5-1 Missions. Top of the third inning for Frisco. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Now Tucker Mitchell will be the next man up. 9-1-2 as that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Fouled off. And he's down now 0-2. Here's the pitch. And that one's fouled. Count now, nothing and 2. Here's pitch. And that's going to be skied to left field. Fabian gets over a little bit, makes the play. And there's one down.
The batter, number 4, second baseman, Cameron Cawley.
Cameron Cawley, 1-for-1, tripled last time up. Yeah, pretty good right there, John. And that's right there. And that'll fall for a base hit. Yep, tripled and now singled in this ball game. That'll bring up the second batter, Kellen Strom, as he fouls that one off. And a count now, 0-1 to the Frisco center fielder. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one skied to right field. Moving under it is Campbell, and he's got it. And that's 2 down. Abimelech Ortiz coming in as he flied out is 0-for-1. And here's the pitch. That is right there and foul. Well, the count now at 0-1. That one again sends it foul. So now in the count now 0-2 to Ortiz, so 2 out, runner at first. And a pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. And now leave a runner on. So no runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left for the RoughRiders. For 3.5. San Antonio leading it 5-1. So we're back here as first baseman Marcos Castañon will lead it off. Bottom half of the third inning set to go for San Antonio right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, Marcos Castañon coming in, bottom of 3. And a pitch. That one skied to right field. The right fielder under it. And that's down for the out.
Now batting, number 7.
Well, the right fielder, Jacob Campbell, coming in. There's pitch. And that's going to be right there. Line drive to the right field area. That's a base hit. First pitch he sees, he goes after it. Yeah, he sure does there, John. He is trying to get in there and score some more runs for San Antonio, and maybe they'll get something going. And for sure. Did he hold up? Nope, he did not. Change up, he goes around. Count now 0-1. 1-for-1 solo shot last time up in the first inning. And a pitch. That one skied to center. And on the warning track makes the play, so there's 2 down.
Now
2 up, 2 down.
Baseman, Gentry Rojas.
That'll bring up Gendry Rojas. And the pitch. Swing and a miss right there. The count now 0-1. Just a beautiful evening. Hardly any clouds in the sky tonight. That could change tomorrow as we have a chance of thunderstorms. And so far that will do. So no runs, a hit, no errors, one left. And we're 4 innings straight ahead coming up next. Zavala, Rodriguez, and Galan will lead off the 4th inning for Frisco when we come back. Well, leading off the 4th inning for Frisco is right fielder Aaron Zavala as he gets things going. And he's going to get that one. That's a top right there, right to first to Castagnon, and that will be out number 1.
Rodriguez.
Third baseman Caber Rodriguez tries up now. And the pitch is right there and foul. The count now on 1. Hey, you could do something there, Bob. You're doing great. No, thanks. The 0-1. Swing and miss. The count now 0-2. No balls. 2 strikes. That one is chopped foul. The count now on 2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. And that's going to be right there. Liner straight away up the right field, a base hit.
Now batting, left fielder Yossi Galan.
That'll bring in Yossi Galan as he steps in. And the pitch is a swing and a miss right there. The count now 0-1. He's 0 for 1. Strikeout last time up is Galan as he comes in. And they got a runner. There he goes. And they don't get him. That's a stolen base. Wow. Rodriguez will steal. And that was, what, his 9th steal of the season for the Riders. Yeah, I know, and so far, John, he's pretty good. And that'll bring up 0-2 count now. Galan as he strides in and fouls that one off. The count now 0-2. Runner in scoring position, one away. And looking pretty good. Here's the pitch. And that's going to get down. Line drive. That'll bring in the run. And the RoughRiders get their second.
Now batting,
And they're closing the gap just a little bit. On the infield single. That RBI single gets in there and now makes it a 5-2 ball game. San Antonio leading 3 runs of this game. Marcus Smith is the designated hitter. He's 0 for 1, a flyout. The 0-1. And that's going to be right there. Liner, that's straight away. That's going to hug the line. And boy, that will miss the first baseman, and that will be something pretty good. And the run in to score.
Now batting.
And now they are trimming the lead to 2 now. Well, that was hugging the line quite a bit there, Bob. Yeah, it sure was. And that'll bring up Jack Spiggers. He's 0 for 1. Fouls that one off, and the count now 0-2. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. That is down and in. The count now 0-2. They're still hanging on. Well, I thought this game would go a whole lot quicker, but now San Antonio being trailed, and that's a swing and a miss. And Biggers goes down as out number 2 for strikeout by Braden Matt.
The catcher, Tucker Mitchell.
Tucker Mitchell coming in is 0 for 1 and a flyout. So the last time up, that's us in there for the count now 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That's inside. And the count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that is skied to right field. And Campbell has it. That's the inning. 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, 1 left for Frisco. We're 4.5. San Antonio leading by 2. It's 5-3. Well, pretty good right there, Bob. And we'll have Norwelli and Cedeno leading it off. When we come back, it's a 5-3 ball game. All right, set to go. Bottom of 4 right now. The Missions Baseball Network. All right, thank you, Bob. Nerwellian Cedeno leads it off. And here he goes. That one right there. Ground hopper right in front of the pitcher. Got him. Nope. He is in on that base knock. And yeah, what a way to get going on that. And yep, he beat it. Yep, there he goes. He is safely there at first. And the pitch. And that's right there. They get one. And they do not get the overturned double play. And that'll bring up Albert Fabian as he comes in as a left fielder. Top of the lineup we go for San Antonio as 1-for-2 single. And the pitch. That is right there. And that'll get down. What a base hit. And put runners at second and third now. So San Antonio could do some more damage. One more base hit and they could lead to it. Yeah, I gotta say, John, what a great camera angle they had right there. Well, that'll bring up Ethan Salas.
For Frisco.
And before we get started, Tim Brannon is getting in relief. And so far, pretty good on that. 2-1, 1 away. Ethan Salas now coming in for San Antonio. The pitch right there. And that'll get down. That'll bring home 2. And that's a 2-run RBI double. So it's now a 7-3 ball game. And yep, right there, that was a fair, easy play ball. Joshua Mears coming in. And set to go here in this one. And that's going to be back up the middle. That's a backdoor. And that'll play in a 3rd run. And there we go. Now leading by 5 is San Antonio. So that'll be an RBI single for the 3rd hitter. Joshua Mears doing pretty good. Marcos Castañon 1-for-2. 2-run shot last in the 1st inning. The bottom of the 1st inning going pretty good. San Antonio getting 5 runs on 5 hits. And now with San Antonio another couple runs in this half inning. Yeah, that's right there out to second, and there's 2 down.
Now batting, number 7.
That'll bring in right fielder Jacob Campbell. Campbell coming in, ready to go. Swing and miss, and the count now 0-1.
0-1's the count. Inside,
And that one is outside. The count now at 1-1. And right there, the count now at 1-2. So 8-3 your score now. San Antonio leading 5. That one's high and outside, and that will drift out of play, foul. Here's the pitch. And that one is skied up to center field. And the center fielder has it. Well, 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. And 1 left. We head now 5th inning. And it's 8-3 San Antonio in this game. We're back here. Leadoff batter Cameron Cawley will lead it for the fifth when we return. All right, set to go. Top of the fifth inning for Frisco right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, Cameron Cowley leading it off. A 5-run lead for San Antonio. Takes in the strike and the count now 0-1. And the pitch. That one fouled off and it's 0-2. Join us as weekend baseball tomorrow evening. Friday through Sunday, and off to Midland after that. And back home for a short 3 against Corpus Christi, starting July 1st through the 3rd, and then it's off to Corpus Christi. Everybody getting set to go for a federal holiday type weekend. And a pitch. That's right there, out of play. No balls, at 2 strikes to count. The 0-2. And out of play. So still hanging on at 0-2. And a pitch. Still hanging on. 0-2 the count now to him. Here's the pitch again, and that's going to be lofted in the air. Campbell reaches and makes the play. There's 1 down.
The center fielder, number 2, Kellen Strom.
Kellen Strom coming in, 1 for 2 RBI single in the first inning. Stadium lights taking full effect here as the sun goes down. And that's going to be a liner straightaway center. That's a base hit. So pretty good right there, as that will be a 1-out base single.
Abimelech Ortiz.
That'll bring up Abimelech Ortiz as he comes in. Swings and misses. And the count now at 0-1. Here's the pitch, the 0-1. That one high in the air, sky to left field, Fabian. Getting under, makes the grab, and there's 2 down. Well, San Antonio has a 5-run lead ahead of the RoughRiders.
Aaron Zavala.
And pretty good about that, Bob. Yeah, this sure is, John. I mean, really, if you think about it, a 5-run lead is pretty good for that win. Man, for sure. Sky to left field. Fabian again ranges under, and that will do it. So no runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left on. We now hit bottom of the 5th. San Antonio leading this game by 5. It's 8-3. Roederer, Rojas, and Cedeno will lead the bottom of the 5th when we come back from our commercial messages. clouds rolling, which that's pretty neat. That's right there. That's to be a decent night, Bob. Yeah, I gotta say, John, absolutely right about that. Here's Yendry Rojas as he strides up next for the missions. And that's going to be well hit. And that's getting down. And that'll plate another run. As now it's a 6-run lead now for San Antonio. It's now 9-3. That was an RBI double. And everybody in tonight's attendance gets a double meat cheeseburger coupon courtesy of Whataburger. William Cedeno leading it off. And a pitch. It's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. 2 for 2, double, a single by Cedeno. Now I could tell that Tim Brennan is not having it tonight as he's pretty much losing the battle on the mound. No confidence of any sort. Just letting it get past him. Already gave up 4 runs in this ball game. 4 runs, 5 hits. Not a good night for this reliever. That's going to be skied to right field, and that's going to get down to the right fielder for the out, but a runner steals third from second.
Now batting, number 94.
And that's going to bring up Leo Dallas DeVries. San Antonio 9, Frisco 3 in this ball game. And if the Missions win this one tonight, then they'll be 2 wins ahead, putting Frisco to 3.5. Still holding on second place is the Frisco RoughRiders. San Antonio holding on to the first place position. That's right there, and here comes a runner. And that is now double digits for San Antonio as the Leo Dallas DeVries gets him home. Well, I have said it correctly that this guy, Tim Brennan, did not have it in him, and so far he is out of the ball game. And a new pitch reliever coming in.
Now pitching for
well, Avery Weems, a left-hander, gets in. He's a 4-seam curveball changeup and a 2-seam fastball. Coming in for the RoughRiders here this evening.
Now
left fielder Albert Fabian coming in. It's 2 for 3. San Antonio now leading 7. And that's going to get down, it looks. That's a leadoff hit. And that's a 2-out double by Fabian. Boy, and manager's doing pretty good. They are happy. The whole staff and crew in the San Antonio Missions are extremely happy that they're coming in and seeing how well these boys hit. Yeah, I got to say, John, they are doing extremely well. Salas was a 2 for 3, a home run, a double, 4 RBIs, and 2 runs. That is for sure. Right there, liner straight away, and that's going to get down a base hit. Here comes a runner, and not in time. And that'll plate their 11th. That's an RBI single. Boy, this game will go down in the history of Texas League Baseball. And just like that Sunday, May 25th against Wichita, that was pretty good as well. Yeah, that Wichita game was really good. The wind surge getting beat by 7-5. It was a tie ball game, and 3 runs have already won it. And yeah, so far, I think it was their William Cedeno who powered in that 3-run shot. Or it could have been that shortstop. I don't know. We'd have to go back and look at that. Yeah, I know. That would have been really cool there, John. Yeah, for sure. 1-2. And right there hit the third. And they got him. Straightaway second. Well, a few runs in, but evidently 3 of them have scored in on 4 hits, no errors. And they leave nobody, well, 1 left on base. We head to the 6th inning, and San Antonio leading this game 11-3. Well, we head to the 6th inning for Frisco, and here is Caber Rodriguez to lead us off. Thank you, Bob. 11-3 is our ball game. Splitter is inside, strike 1. And this game rolling along really well. That one high in the air. And third baseman Rojas getting there. And that is out number 1. I do believe that San Antonio has a good chance of winning this ball game if Frisco does not succeed in any more runs. So left fielder Yossi Golan is 1 for 2. And the pitch is
Ball one.
inside, but they don't get the call. Which that is a ball. The count now 1-0. One right there, high in the air, and out of play. So the count now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one skied to center field. Joshua Mears under it, and he's got it for 2 down.
Now batting, designated hitter Marcus Smith.
Marcus Smith coming in, 1 for 2, RBI double. Last time up, and doing pretty good on that. Here's pitch. That's in for a strike, and it's 0-1. The pitch, and right there in the count, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. That one's skied. Up the left, shortstop DeVries will make the play, and that's the inning. No runs, hits, errors, nobody on for Frisco. As we now head to the bottom of 6, it's San Antonio 11, Frisco 3. We're back here from more as Marcos Castañon will lead us off in the bottom of 6. Bottom of the sixth inning, set to go for San Antonio. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Marcos Castellon, lean it off. And the pitch. That one straight away center. That's a base hit. So he comes out of the bullpen and just whacks that one straight away center. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, it sure is there, John. Jacob Campbell coming in now. And takes that one in for a strike. And it's 0-1. Still a few more innings left of tonight's contest, and San Antonio may have got this one in the bag. But that one straight away center, and the center fielder has that one for the out. Well, designated hitter Cole Roederer coming in.
Roederer.
Beautiful nighttime coming in on us. And the pitch. That one right there, ground ball. There's one, and there's... Nope, never mind. Thought they'd turn two, but they never did. They get the runner forced out at second, but the runner at first is safely aboard. But what a good way to stay and keep this half inning going. It's right there. Yendry Rojas will swing, and it's the count now, 0-1. 1 for 3. RBI double in the fifth inning. Pretty good afternoon as we had our federal holiday today, which that's pretty nice.
0-2.
Couple weeks from now is our secondary holiday.
3.
And right there, strike 3. And that holiday is Independence Day, so that's pretty good. Well, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We head now to the 7th inning. And it's 11-3 for San Antonio. Seventh inning coming up right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Well, Jack Spiggers leads it off as we're now entered into the seventh inning. That is a slow roller. DeVries right there gets him as a footstep to Castagnon. And there's one down. Tucker Mitchell coming in. He's 2 flyouts of tonight. Well, looking pretty sharp out there is Braden Nett. Seventh inning of work and still standing strong. That's what gives a lot of relief pitchers and starting pitchers a night's rest if he can continue on. Here's the 0-2. And that's going to be driven up nicely. That's deep. That is left. That is out of here. And Frisco by Tucker Mitchell gets a home run straight away left field, and that will put him still a little ways to go. So San Antonio still leading this game 11-4. So that is a pretty much a 7-run lead still ahead for San Antonio. Cameron Cawley coming in as he's tripled, singled, and a run 2 for 3 of the night. San Antonio trying to preserve their 39th win over the Riders. Here's the 0-1. That one squared straight away. Up in right field is Campbell as he gets to shallow center. And there's 2 down as
now batting.
The right fielder Campbell intercepts that one. Center fielder Kellen Strom, 2 for 3, 2 singles, and RBI. Don't forget that tomorrow night is weekend baseball. Join us as we have our 4th game of the 6th game. It'll be Frisco's last 3 games in San Antonio for the year. That one is right there. And Campbell will get there. Plenty of time, and that will do it. Tucker Mitchell gets a home run as he slams that one to left field. And it is our 7th inning stretch coming up. San Antonio leading by 7. It's San Antonio 11, Frisco 4. Nerwillian Cedeno leads it off when we come back in this broadcast. Bottom half of the 7th inning set to go in the Missions Baseball Network. Nerwillian Cedeno will lead it off. We've had a pretty good stretch here at the ballpark. And set to go for the final few innings, and that's outside, 1 ball, no strikes. San Antonio, bottom of the 1st inning, 5 runs. 4th inning was 3. 5th inning was 3. They've got a good chance of winning this one. 2 balls, no strikes to Cedeno. And the pitch is inside for a count now, 2-1. Pretty good ball game tonight for the San Antonio Missions. And that's going to be right there. Not in time as that will land for the base hit to left. So Cedeno gets on base.
Number 94.
That'll bring up number 94, Leo Dallas DeVries. As he hits that one out of play, the count now 0-1. Last time up, sacrifice fly, RBI, and a run, 0 for 2 by DeVries. 3 games left for Frisco on the road after tonight. Then we won't see them here anymore until 2026. So, going to be a pretty good time as they get going on that. Fouled off the count now 1-2. Now, hopefully that next year will be better. We'll have Arkansas and Tulsa come here. We'll have pretty much all North Division teams come in.
Ball.
Even though the last few years we've had only Springfield, Wichita, and Northwest Arkansas come to San Antonio. San Antonio didn't go to Riverboat Field the last 3 years. Evidently, 2021 we went to North Little Rock, which that was pretty nice. That one right there, out of play. The count now 2-2. San Antonio went to Arkansas and Tulsa, but evidently with the new schedule set to release in August, a few months prior, we'll see what happens then. DeVries has 2-2. That one high and outside, and that's count full, 3-2. Hopefully with the release of this new schedule, we'll see where San Antonio goes in the new year. Could be a home opener to start off the 2026 campaign, or could be on the road. We'll have to wait and find out. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. And that is foul, and the count now still full. 10 pitches at this at-bat. Going pretty good as they come in. And the pitch. That is right there, ground ball. They get 1, and they got 2, a double play, so that's 2 quick outs, a 5-4-3.
The left fielder, number 30, Albert Fabian.
So Albert Fabian coming in. Three for 4, a double, 2 singles, and 3 runs. And that's going to be hit high in the air up to right field, and that will pretty much do. So this half inning is over. So no runs, no hits, no errors, no one on for San Antonio. And we head to the 8th inning. San Antonio leading 11-4. So we're back here as Abimelech Ortiz will lead it off. Top of the 8th with Zavala and Rodriguez coming up. Top of the 8th inning for Frisco. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Well, Abimelech Ortiz coming in as we set to go for the final 6 outs for the Riders. And that's going to be hit to third right there to Castagnon. And there's one down.
Right fielder, Aaron Zavala.
Aaron Zavala coming in is 0 for 3, lined in the first inning. A pretty good ball game tonight. San Antonio up by 7. And that is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 2,907 tonight. And that's going to be right there. Liner straight away up the left field. Right there, Fabian will cut it off. And runner on with a 1 out right there. Caber Rodriguez coming in. And that's going to be right there. That's a liner, and that's going to get down. Base hit. And that's going to force in another run, and there's going to be a triple. So now it's a 6-run lead for San Antonio. But if another run comes in to score, it'll be 5 runs. Well, we are going to take a quick pause here, as that will be a pitching change for San Antonio. And so far, that was pretty good for this reliever to come in. But this starter is out, and that'll bring up Omar Cruz, as he'll get a ball from the manager. It's a 4-seam curveball, changeup, and a 2-seam fastball will come in as well. Well, with that being said, here is Josie Galan. Galan coming in, and he'll swing and miss. The count now 0-1. Frisco down to their final 5 outs. They'll have the last 2 in the 8th inning and 3 in the 9th. And so far, San Antonio trying to preserve a 39th victory of this current season. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch right there out of play, and the count now 0-2. Still hanging on. But anyway, Frisco, a game and a half tonight, and if they lose, it'll be 2.5 against San Antonio. That one high fly in the air and out of play, and the count now still holding 0-2. Midland got a bunch, as they pretty have a 36-30. Amarillo in 4th, Corpus Christi down in last place. So it's Corpus Christi and Tulsa in the 5 spots in the South and North divisions. Well, Tulsa has pretty much lost a lot. 25 out of 40 this year. And that's going to be a strikeout. Throw down to first, and they easily get them. So Galan is down and out, but second to third is a runner. It's Marcus Smith, a 1-for-3 RBI double in the 4th. Swings and misses. The count now 0-1. Don't forget, weekend baseball premieres tomorrow night, 7:05. Even through Sunday. Do believe we have a day game or a night game, but that's yet to be determined. And we will have to look on to find out. The pitch right there, and that's back to the mound, right to first, and they got him. So that was over the head of a pitcher, and that concludes the inning. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on. Or should I say a run and a hit. And nobody left. So San Antonio leading this ball game 11-5. So do apologize about that. 11-5 our score. And San Antonio leading 6 in this contest here tonight. About set to go for the bottom of the 8th inning for San Antonio right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Ethan Salas ready to go in this half inning. Game almost done for a lot of us here tonight. That's going to be right there. Hit the second, the first, and they get him. One down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Joshua Mears coming in. So ready to go. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off. The count now 0-1. Beautiful shot downtown San Antonio on this beautiful Thursday night. Pretty good right there. And the pitch. That one squared straight away left, and that's got a plenty enough room right there on the warning track as a left fielder.
The first baseman,
San Antonio down to their final out. The entire ball game, and then it'll be top of the 9th for Frisco. Marcos Castañon coming in. Stadium lights coming in full effect. We are now losing light as we go through the early part of the evening. Do have a full moon tonight, which that is pretty nice, right, Bob? Got to say, absolutely right there, John. Love a full moon and the brightness and full efficiency of our moon, which that is pretty good. The moon could glow different colors from a vanilla white to a strawberry type color, an orange color. Boy, it glows very bright when it's already up and good to go on that. Oh, right there, the count now 1-2. Castañon still hanging on. One and two. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss right there, and that ends it. So no runs, hits, errors, nobody left on for San Antonio. Still holding a 6-run lead is the Missions as we head to the 9th. We're back for inning number 9. RoughRiders down to the last 3. So back here is Jack Spiggers will lead it off for Frisco. It's San Antonio 11, RoughRiders 5. Top of the 9th inning for Frisco, right now on the San Antonio Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Jack Spiggers coming in. Omar Cruz has the rest of this game in relief and takes a strike inside. The count now 0-1. San Antonio leading 6 of the ball game, and that could be enough to propel them to a W tonight.
0-2 is the count.
Count now 0-2. So pretty good right there. 0-2. And almost went 1-2 the count. 8-9-1 due up for the 9th for the RoughRiders. That is high fly in the air, deep to right field. Campbell will get under it. Makes the play. There's the out. 2 more for the Frisco RoughRiders.
Number 28, Tucker.
And that'll bring up the catcher, Tucker Mitchell. Now, Frisco being the last 3 games on the road for the year in San Antonio. San Antonio will have 12 at Frisco. And so far, that will be it for their 12 games there at Statesman's Park. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That is outside, and that'll go foul. No balls, 2 strikes to count now to Tucker Mitchell. And the pitch. That one squared away, straight away. And the center fielder Mears will reach down.
The batter, number 4.
And he's got out number 2 in his pocket.
Cawley.
Last man up is Cameron Cawley. 2 for 4, triple single on the run. Last out, and everybody goes night-night. That one fouled off. The count now, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. That one high in the air. And nearly getting that one was the right fielder. And down to their final strike as Cameron Cawley coming in. And the pitch. Right there, strike 3. And Cawley is not happy about that. San Antonio now holding on first place. So it's 39-26 for the Missions. Frisco now 37-28, losing to San Antonio. So a 6-run victory as the 5th inning. The 5 runs that led the bottom of the 1st inning came pretty good. We'll go ahead and get you scores from Northwest Arkansas and Tulsa. Both our South Divisions, Amarillo and Midland. Do apologize about that. We're just getting into Bally Live, which that is pretty good. Well, we got to look at our AAA up there in the Pacific Coast League. El Paso and Reno both tied 11 in the bottom of the 9th inning. So that's a pretty good ball game there in El Paso, Texas. All right, so Midland wins their 37th against the Tulsa Drillers. Now Tulsa down 25-41. And not a good thing that Tulsa gave up another loss. And, yep, so far, not good at all. Amarillo getting a win. So that's pretty nice. They will take over the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. And, yep, so far that will pretty much do. San Antonio now a 2.5-game lead over the Frisco RoughRiders. Ethan Salas coming in a 3 for 5, a home run and 2 doubles. And the win goes to Braden Nett. Caleb Bowersley being tonight's loss for the Frisco RoughRiders. And so far, pretty much this will conclude our broadcast of the night. Well, anyway, our game time, 2 hours and 59 minutes, which almost 3 would time it just perfectly. But anyway, we thank you all for coming into our broadcast. Our final score, 11-5. San Antonio winning 6. 6-run lead against the Frisco RoughRiders. They had the bottom of the 1st inning with 5. 4 and 5 with triple runs. And that's what propels the Missions to the W. And pretty good on that. Well, anyway, from our outstanding crew here tonight, here in MLB Network and also a part of Jay Baker Vlogs. We thank y'all for coming in and hope y'all have a good rest of your evening. Wherever you may be watching us here tonight, we thank y'all for coming in. But anyway, final score, San Antonio 11, Frisco 5, and this will do it. Well, y'all have a good time getting home, and yes, please get home safely as we just now reach our 10 o'clock hour. So y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all again soon.